Hey everybody, it's me. I wanted to tell you about what happened the last time I was out at the Indian Mounds at Hell's Gate. This happened on 4/23 of this year. But before I do, I want to kind of give you a little heads up on some things. I know I've been away from the YouTube channel and from the Unexplained Collective Facebook channel, my blog. And the reason for that is I haven't really, talked about this a whole bunch on any of those venues. But I am also a field investigator for MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network. I investigate UAP sightings, and also I'm a part of the Experiencer Resource Team, which deals with the abduction side of the UFO phenomenon. So to say that I haven't been busy working with MUFON over the last few months and really the last year would be an understatement. It's been really at times hectic. Just a lot of in-depth things that you have to do to make sure that the information that you're providing to MUFON, the witness, and especially for my part to myself, that this information is the truth, it's accurate, and it's as it's done as properly and as scientifically as possible. So again, that's taken a lot of my time away from the Unexplained Collective and Unexplained Mississippi. So, that's the explanation why you haven't seen me that much. I plan on changing that. I'm planning on focusing as far as really the paranormal side. I'm planning on focusing on Sky Lake and the 3 Indian Mounds at Hell's Gate, which I'm here at Sky Lake now, and it's been a very eventful morning. But I just wanted to give an explanation as to why I haven't gone anywhere. I'm not quitting or anything like that. I've been so wrapped up with work and MUFON that I've kind of had to let this, take a back seat. But I'm working on fixing that, working on changing that. So anyway, and I do, before I end this clip, I have an appeal to anybody who's watching and listening to this video, but I'll do that at the end. Okay, back on 4/23, I went out to Hell's Gate, again, the 3 Indian Mounds, where we've had just tons of paranormal activity. You name it, if you go back and look at my other videos and you look at my blog, and I'll have links to that all, before the end of the video as well. But I went out there, and it was pretty quiet for the most part. I went down by the first 2 Indian Mounds first because the main mound across the road is just so grown up and so swampy. You could step on a snake or just run into any sort of bad critters that you don't want to be running into. So I just decided, well, I'll walk down here to the 2 Indian Mounds that I can get to where it's clean and there's no brush, and I can walk and hike around and not have to worry about snakes or anything bad like that. So I get down to the bottom of the field there where it's kind of leveled out. I took a couple of steps, and then I wound up doing a back step because I saw something in the ground that really caught my eye. I found what turns out to be some canine footprints, some tracks. And the first thing that caught my eye, besides them being, canine, was the size. These things were huge. They were massive. So I took a few steps out, and I saw where the trail went, where this animal went, or whatever it was. So I then knuckled down to documenting. I took pictures, I took video, I broke out the tape measure. Excuse me. These tracks measured out to be 4.5 inches long and about the same thing wide, maybe a little bit less wide. So they were huge, and I found these in 2 or 3 places close to what would be the right side mound. And again, they were just big. They were just massive. You could see, and I'll have pictures behind this video too, by the way, of that, that experience. You could see the claws. You could see the pads. And again, I documented as much as I could, as best as I could, and then I conducted an EVP session, which I did get an EVP that was very strange and very odd. Nothing really conclusive. I can't say that it was anything just just really class A, so to speak. But it was, I did capture something for sure that was very odd and didn't really make no sense. So I went ahead and packed up and came home, and I started looking at game and fish websites and things, trying to find if there was some natural explanation for the size of these prints. Well, what I found was when you go to again, different game and fish, government sites and other sites that deal with footprints and tracks and things like that, the size track that I'm talking about went over into the wolf territory. Your typical domestic dog, coyote, they're not that big. So this was landing off into the area of wolf. And there are wolves in Mississippi. They're not that prevalent, but they are here. So the first suspect that you absolutely cannot rule out would be a wolf print, that it was a good sized wolf roaming around out there in this swampy area. Now, when you take into consideration where we're at, this paranormal, to me, it's a paranormal hotspot where you've had UFO sightings, where you've had residual hauntings, where I've had a demonic growl in my vehicle with me. There's been Bigfoot sightings out there. There's things going on with a family that has got Bigfoot activity that's just within a couple of miles of these Indian mounds taking place as we speak. I've experienced cryptid things out there by myself. I've experienced them with researcher and investigator and my mentor, M.K. Davis. So there are things out there in this place that cannot be readily explained. So when you throw this part into the mix, going back, number one, it could very well be a wolf, but there's something else in that vicinity as well. There's a possibility. Let me rephrase that. There's a possibility. I'm getting my places mixed up because, again, I'm here at Hell's Gate. I'll clarify that in just a second. At Hell's Gate, with all the paranormal activity, is it possible that the cryptid we commonly refer to as Dogman is Dogman out there in this area? Is that a possibility? Is it the Chupacabra? Now, coming back to Sky Lake, why I'm kind of getting my distances confused there. I'm not aware of any Chupacabra reports in the Hell's Gate area. But when you look at the distance between these places, it's really not terribly far. Chupacabras have been photographed, dead bodies found. They are documented and here in the state of Mississippi. Now, again, Sky Lake, Just a few miles back over this way is where the farmer had his whole pen of hogs and goats slaughtered, and the game and fish people, the sheriff's deputy, these two officials that came to this man's house showed him a picture and told him, this is what killed your livestock. It's the chupacabra. They called it the chupacabra. They admitted that it was a chupacabra. And the eyewitnesses that MK has interviewed, he's interviewed them separately from me. We've interviewed a family together. They saw these things. A husband and wife saw these things, and he said these things were absolutely gigantic and monstrous. Huge. He saw what was evidently a male and what he suspected to be a female. And that's just a few miles back over this way. So, the chupacabra is in Mississippi, no doubt. You can research it. You can look at chupacabra, Mississippi. You can Google it. And there's photographs, there's dead bodies that have been taken and sampled. Is it a supernatural being? I don't think so. I think we're talking about a flesh and blood, some type of hybrid type canine that is very frightening, very dangerous, and not something you want to bump into. So, back to Hell's Gate. Wolf, Dogman, chupacabra. Something to make tracks that big, it's very unusual. It's very odd. I don't know what made the tracks. I didn't see what made the tracks. But again, when you do the math, I say this all the time, when you do the math, you have to take into consideration where you're at and what has been known to take place around these places. So that was from 4/23 of this year. I'm here at Sky Lake now. I'm going to do a separate video about that in a second. But anyway, I have more on the blog, www.unexplainedmississippi.wordpress.com. www.unexplainedmississippi.com is my website. I'll have things there, and of course there's the Unexplained Collective on Facebook. So more to come, a lot more to come, but I will say this in closing. I want to ask for your help. Doing what I do, the paranormal research that I do, I have tons of gear. I have been blessed to be able to get, a lot of things that aid me tremendously with what I do. There's one thing that I'm missing that I definitely sorely need, and I need a thermal monocular or a thermal binoculars. These things are not cheap, folks, and I know they're not. They're very expensive. And I realize that, for me to put something like this on a video, which is something I've never done before, I've never asked for help, I've never asked for any type of assistance. But this is something that would aid me tremendously in getting evidence and getting proof. So if there's somebody listening to this and watching this, and you have the means of reaching out to me, please contact me and let me know. You can contact me through the website. You can contact me through the YouTube channel. You can contact me at the Unexplained Collective at Facebook. There's lots of ways to reach out to me and get me. So if you see this and you can help, please contact me. I would love to talk to you and maybe get your assistance. So for now, that's Marcus, or this is Marcus signing out. Again, just kind of a story about the large canine tracks I found, and kind of a little explanation about my absence. But I'm back, not going nowhere, not going to stop, and you're going to see more videos, more blogs, and more postings about what's going on. This is a strange place, and it's Unexplained Mississippi. So www.unexplainedmississippi.com. Check out my website, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Catch you later.